Okay guys, in this video I'm going to talk about city development. Now in a previous video I talked about the edit mode. Now the edit mode will be helpful when it comes to city development because it allows you to rearrange your buildings within your city once you have that unlocked. Now city development is important because in this game you are given limited land in which to build your city. And in this game, everything relies on each other in order to build any kind of supply buildings, production buildings, and even some of your happiness buildings. It relies on population. In order to build your population, you have to build homes, which relies on coins and supplies, and they go hand in hand. So it's kind of a balancing act. Now, one really good thing is that the events that this game holds, the event buildings that you can get, as long as you can get them and get them fully upgraded, they are worth putting into your city. If you cannot get them fully upgraded or upgraded to a point that they will be of benefit for the size that they are, then don't put them in your city. They're just a waste of space. The last several that we've had have not been worth putting into the city unless you could have gotten them up to be either fully upgraded or within the last upgrade before being fully upgraded. Why they're doing the buildings that way, I don't know. I don't understand. And some of them have been kits where they've been 5 pieces. Those kind I don't like either because they take up way too much space, like this guy right here. And each one you have to have all 5 pieces, and then you have to upgrade all 5 pieces. That's just a mess in itself. And usually you cannot get them. Usually on that scenario, you cannot get them. You cannot get that completed without having to spend diamonds. But anyway, I'm actually going to go to another world to show you the importance of city development. Because on city development, you want to put your large, great buildings. And in this city, I don't really have all that many. But any large buildings, be it great buildings or event buildings, at the end of your roads, you want to put the short side. Let me go to move here. The short sides of your buildings. See, this was a 3x4, and I want to put my 3 blocks towards my roads. Now, sometimes your buildings are square footprint is what we call it. You can't help it. So plug them in where they're going to be of use. And again, here, I didn't have any place to put them. Yeah, I could have put them down here, but they fit just as good there in this city. Your housing, double them up. That way you're using less roads instead of doing a single row of homes or blacksmiths, because they're the same size as my homes, and then having a road down the middle. I put them side by side and then have a road here and a road here. Then I only have 2 roads instead of 3. So double them up. You can actually double up more than just homes. You can double up any buildings. So double up your buildings. But to show you the importance of doing this kind of modeling or development, I'm actually going to take you to one of my other cities. This is what I call my main city. This was my first world and where I started my first guild. So this is my more advanced city. And let me try to get it zoomed out without causing too much havoc. It's going to be as far as I can get it zoomed out. But here you see, I've got, well, come on, kid. I got short sides, believe it or not, that is a short side to the road. Short side to the road. I've doubled up, and I've doubled up more than just housing. My buildings. I've put my larger buildings at the end of my roads. And see, I've done just more than just great buildings. That's an event building. Matter of fact, that was our last event building. And then that's an event building. I've got 2 event buildings doubled up. And that's because these little cards, this was the Christmas event building, do not require a road to touch them. So keep that in mind. If it does not require a road to touch them, put them at the edge of your city and then put something that does require the road connecting in front of it. Now here, this whole section here was empty until the other day. Just the other day I gained this creature here and this creature here and placed them in there. So this is why, and I mean, when I first started, until I rearranged and did the technique of putting the short side to my roads, I didn't have a square inch to spare. Not one. When I did that technique, I gained this whole section. So that is why it is important to take advantage of that. The other thing you want to do is get rid of the decorations. You don't want, and y'all get an advanced look at what's coming up here. Y'all don't want a whole bunch of these in your city. You don't want a whole bunch of these trees in your city. Yeah, they give a little bit of happiness, but they don't give a whole lot. And then what happens is that when somebody comes along and they hit that aid button, these little suckers get aided first before any of your buildings. So get rid of them. Get rid of these suckers. Any decorations you have, be it trees, potted plants, memorials, stones, flowers, bushes, don't care. Get rid of them. That's going to free up a whole bunch. Instead, put down a culture building. Get rid of all the whole bunch of decorations and put down one culture building to make up your happiness. And you'll see just how much room that alone will make. Then do your city, rearrange your city with the short side to your roads and see how much room that frees up for you. You'll be surprised. All right, guys, that's on city development.